line of work are you in?
Waste management consultant.
Broken, the boat's coming through.
I'll give you a fucking bone, you prick! Where's my fucking money?
I don't think you can smoke.
Who's gonna complain? Huh? Him?
I don't give a shit what he says.
What happens I decide, not you?
This is overdue.
I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
Wait, nope. Can you guys hear me now? I'm not gonna have good audio. Can you hear me now? No, not that one. All right, let's try this one. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? It's hot in here. I'm really hot. All right, here we go. Yo, what is going on? YouTube is going to be echoey. It's going to sound like shit because for some reason this fancy ass mic is not working. So we'll just throw it over there. What is up? I swear we prepared for this. We were here till about 4:30 getting everything set up, and for some reason there's just a whole bunch of shit over there behind the light, and something must not be plugged in. So sorry about that, y'all. What is going on? We were not here last week. I was not here. That's the mic that's working. Try this one over here. For some reason, let me try one thing real quick. All right, we'll just go with that. Yo, what's going on? So, anyways, let's just see who's here, man. Let's just talk and say what's up to everybody. I don't have much to talk about today. It's been business for me has been steady, but I'd say we're operating at about 60%. If I were to throw a number at it, right? Like enough for Daniel, enough for one truck to be busy, and then another one probably 3 to 4 hours of the day, but not super busy, not like it was last month. So we don't have very many cans, to be honest with you. I've got a couple 15s in the yard, a couple 20s, and about 5 or 6 30s, and that's it. And then I think I have 140 still out there. So we're just gonna go through comments, and y'all gonna have to keep me busy and talking with topics and confirmation and yeah. Not feeling it. Today is something else. It's kind of hot in here, and I'm starting to wonder why it's so warm in here. And I'm getting some bad connection apparently. Am I freezing for everybody? Because I just got a text message that it's freezing too on top of everything else. We've got good connection, good internet. We're on the Wi-Fi, so I hate when things don't work out right. But we'll get past it. I need a drink. What's up, Dylan? Dylan staying busy? Yeah, Dylan has been throwing me a little bit of work. I haven't really been throwing him anything, so we're getting one of his dumpsters taken care of over in Dallas for him every now and then. That big, ugly green one. But I don't mind because it pays green, so why not? What's going on, Caveman? What's going on, brother? Having the beers. Is anybody going to, and I'm going to start there now, is anybody going to a Waste Expo? I know I'll be at Waste Expo. Yeah, I know. I'll be at Waste Expo. I know that Dylan will be at Waste Expo. Alexis is going to Waste Expo with me. Daniel, the dumpster helper, will be at Waste Expo, as far as I know. And Ryan from Florida is going to be at Waste Expo, so we're all going to be hanging out. Looking forward to that. Sorry, the audio sucks, guys. It's probably really echoing here, too. Yo, what's up, Taylor, man? Appreciate you being here, brother. Move this over so I can see better. Elite Dumpsters, what's up, man? I saw you were taking your daughter for her, looked like a first drive, man. I know the feeling, and man, I remember it like it was just the other day. It was like for my oldest, what was it, 5 years ago now? And for my second daughter, or second oldest, it's been 3 years. So definitely not looking forward to seeing. I think Elijah will be okay. My son will be okay driving. I think he should be able to drive. He drives the tractor. He's driven the tractor. Not much, but he's driven the tractor. So, it's pretty close. What's up, Albert Garcia, brother-in-law? Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yo, Mr. Ryan again will be at in Vegas at the Waste Expo. Anna Lee, hello everyone. I hope everyone has a great week from Gator Dumpsters in San Antonio. What's going on? We love Gator Dumpsters up here. Pro Dumpsters, what's up, brother? Dylan does have a new driver. He's been working for him full time for a couple weeks now. Dylan has enjoyed the backup driver role. The boss role. Let's see here. We popping. What's going on? Daniel the Dumpster Helper is in the house. What's up, man? Again, we will be at Waste Expo. Looking forward to that. We went last year for the first time and really kind of definitely enjoyed ourselves. I've been to plenty of conferences before, right? I've been to, for 16 years, I would go to Vegas for the limo convention. I didn't go every single year, but while I was in that industry, I went a good amount of times. And Vegas I'm not going to lie, kind of bores me. I'm not really big into gambling. I think the last time I was there or somewhere, I threw $100 on a digital roulette table because I didn't have the balls to go play on an actual roulette table. And I lost it in like two rounds. I figured it couldn't not, was it black? I think I picked black and it was never black. And I figured 50-50. And both times I lost $100 and I just was pissed off the entire rest of the night because I was like, dude, that $100 could have used that for a whole bunch of other things. So I'm not I'll play at a blackjack table every now and then for $5 or $10 a hand. But more than that, I just don't like to lose. And I don't think the casino is a winning endeavor for most people. So I'm not a big gambler. And when it comes to, I'll have a drink or two, socially, just for dinner or whatever. But nothing crazy, nothing wild. And as far as anything else, we did the Sphere last year. Alexis and I did. That was a really cool experience, cool place to go to. But it's kind of one of those things. Once you did it once, unless they have some sort of big event or something like that, I don't know what else. Why else I'd go back? You know what I'm saying? It was pretty cool though. If you've never done the Sphere or been to the Sphere and you're going to Vegas, I would highly recommend it because it was an experience. It was pretty neat. It was like in 3D but in real world. It was crazy. It's like one of those virtual helmets or virtual goggles, but you were in in real life. Tell me, guys, what do you guys do in Vegas? How do you enjoy your time if you go? But I'll be, and then the whole thing about that was the conference itself, the Waste Expo itself, was just massive. Now, a lot of it was like, I wouldn't say a lot, but the biggest room or biggest, booths or whatever were like the real big, like heavy equipment, like excavators and like landfill stuff, right? So there's a lot of representatives for like cities and big municipalities that go to Waste Expo. Obviously, Waste Management is a huge, I would imagine, sponsor because they literally had a couple of brand spanking new trucks right on the outside of the Expo Center as you walk into the building. So then you've got your big names, and then you've got your regular vendors that some of us know. You had your roll-off trucks. You have Galbraith and Palfinger and Stellar and Swap Loader, and they were there. And then you had Keystone was there for the first time. Keystone actually had a small booth with their people there. Again, that was their first time even attending the Waste Expo. So it's like Waste Expo is, again, like you've got some really, really big wigs that go there as far as like cities are concerned, or the big wigs in Waste Management or Republic and stuff like that. And then you've got smaller guys. But it's definitely not a, how do I say this? It's not like it's not really big into like local networking or stuff like that. Unless you're in those big high circles or whatever, for the small guys like me, it was. All right, we got the mic working. We are back. I'm sure I lost everybody. 1 second. All right, we're back. What's going on, everybody? We are back. Holy moly. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Now let's check this out. All right, so sorry about that. We apparently had such bad audio quality that YouTube decided to kick me out. Okay, so I had to call the audio visual tech and ask him what was going on, and apparently our soundboard shorted out over there. So, I'm hot. Let's see here. Anyway, so talking about Vegas, I absolutely had a good time. There was a lot of people that were there just to see the equipment. So I don't go to any of the workshops because that's usually not relatable to our size of business. So the what you call it, the show floor was enough for me. So got to see a lot of the show floor. I know Docket was there, and that's probably one of the only what do you call it? Probably one of the only software companies that were there. I know Custom Trucks had some awesome trucks there. And then a lot of them, like, because the booths are so expensive. I mean, last I heard, last year, a 10 by 10 booth is like 40 grand, right? So because they're so expensive, a lot of times the manufacturers kind of like go in together. So you'll get like a hook lift company will throw a hook lift on a truck company, or an upfitter will, or a tarp company will throw one of their tarps on one of the trucks that are already built, and they'll kind of be at the show that way, like on a truck in somebody else's booth. I know Rolly Skates is going this year. I saw Rolly Skates is going to be on a couple of different trucks, but obviously like their own booth, probably not so much. So that's kind of how it is over there. So lots of innovation. We saw some really cool pickup truck compactors working. I remember Daniel and I recorded that. We saw, I don't know, I'm sure Daniel has some other stuff that maybe he pulled away with his favorites of that show. But Waste Expo, super cool. If you're going to go, let me know. I'd love to meet you guys out there. I think I'm only going for 2 or 3 nights. So 3 nights. So I think we fly in the 5th and out the 8th. Yeah, something like that. All right, let's go back to the comments and see where I left off. We do have I'm looking at a couple different options for the Dumpster Expo. The website will be out soon, but literally went to a place today to go look at an option, and then I made a couple more phone calls when I got back. Just trying to make it really cool, different location, different venue. Keystone is still going to be like co-hosting it with me. So it's American AF and Keystone's, but it will be the Dumpster Expo, November 7th and 8th. So if you don't go to Waste Expo, or if you're only going one event this year, definitely hit up our event. I think it's going to be a big event. Again, there's no reason to do something again unless you can do it better than you did the last time. And that's always been kind of my motto, right? My whole way of being. So just to do it bigger and better. And I don't know. We'll see how we can top off last year's. But it'll be a Friday and Saturday for those of you guys that really wanted a weekend event. And like I said, we're looking at a couple more venues. We have to iron it out like soon. So by the end of next week, I think it's the latest is when we're going to have it decided. But hopefully by next week, Wednesday, I'll be able to release to you guys exactly where it's going to be at. Obviously here in the DFW area, but exact location, not sure. We're also going to have a pre-event mixer, all kinds of stuff. But anyways, that's it about that. So is it still freezing? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if it's not. I'm over here frustrated and hot, and the AC, I can't turn it up for some reason. So this stuff kind of, it just frustrates me when everything's ready, you're doing everything and you want it 100% ready to go, and then things just don't work. It just doesn't work. And it's not because I'm a rookie. It's just lots of equipment now. All of a sudden, it's even worse than what it was before. Before it was just a computer, and now I'm like trying to make all this stuff work. It sucks when it doesn't. Anthony, what's up, man? ADE, appreciate you, man. Always OG of the channel. I always see that logo. I appreciate you being here, brother. Pro Dumpsters will be in Vegas. Awesome, brother. Awesome. For some reason, I just got a text that the video and audio is much better. For some reason, if the audio is not working, YouTube really penalizes your video streaming. So it like cuts in your video out, in and out. So I think that has a lot to do with it for some reason. I don't know why. That's interesting. ADE Dumpsters, is he's planning on going as well, man. So if you guys are all planning on going, like literally, I don't know what the exact schedule is, but I know I would love to have a meetup, a dinner, whatever. I know Dylan I would imagine Dylan and Daniel would be down. Just like a big meetup, nothing official, nothing formal, just somewhere we can go have a couple drinks and a dinner, and just, we did that when we were in Nashville. We did that obviously here at our event last November. So it'd be pretty cool. Like, so we'll see. Well, it's coming up pretty quick though. Elite says he's trying to go. I'd love for him to be there. He's a good dude. Plan on going too. Taylor, dang, you got a lot of people are going. Okay. Wally gone. What's up, brother? Appreciate you being here, man. Oh, did Dylan answer your question about his driver? Same workload we're seeing right now too. Yes, same. Just kind of not too bad. Oh yeah, here we go. He says, so far so good. A truck he's driving went down yesterday. I didn't want to say that because that's your business. But yeah, he had some issues with his truck. But don't we all, unfortunately? Just part of the game. So he had the day off. Well, we got it fixed today. Now we got to catch up the rest of the week. Liberty Benz, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. I missed some of the comments apparently. Ryan says it's Modelo time. Ryan sent me a video right before I went live of a couple cases in his passenger seat, and apparently he likes to have a couple cases while he's watching. I would imagine, I don't know, probably not while he's watching this, but Wednesday nights is his night to drink apparently. All right, where are we at? Got that one. Got a guy running. I hired a month ago. So far, so good. So when you transition from solo operator to employer, right, is a very exciting and also very scary time. Things all progress as you continue to grow, and so we've been working really hard and diligent lately, Alexis and I, on our employee handbook. So I actually put her in charge of creating taking our employee handbook that we currently had, which was not so great. I'm going to be honest with you, and creating a real official, scalable, and also, how do you say? Because again, now we're becoming a franchise or a copyable employee handbook that every franchisee should use. And now we're really getting into the benefits, right? So before it was just a salary or an hourly position for drivers. Now we're implementing PTO, right? So today I was actually working, before I came on my live, I was working on an entirely new PTO program. So how are we going to implement that, right? PTO is kind of interesting because we do paid holidays, but I don't necessarily have PTO, right? And so, and honestly, like if an employee did take off, I'd give them a day or two. Like if it's just a day here, a day there, honestly, I wouldn't dock them for those hours because for the most part, like they're good employees, they work, and I wanted to take care of them. But there was nothing official, nothing on paper. And that's where everything changes now. So I went into QuickBooks and I created the policy. I created the policy on paper first, then I went on to QuickBooks and I used the policy to kind of dictate exactly how I was going to, how we're going to pay PTO. So in QuickBooks, you can do it, by week, which we pay weekly here. It's just easier. If you do it every 2 weeks, it hits harder. It feels like. So I pay weekly. And so every single week they accrue, I think it came out to like 1 point something days. What was it? 1.34 hours per week. I don't know what it was, but it comes out to 40 hours a week. I'm sorry, 40 hours a year in PTO for the first year. And I believe it's 80 hours a year, second year plus moving forward. I believe I have to go back and look at that. I went back and forth with several different models, but being that we're paid holidays, so you're already getting 6 or 7 paid holidays, federal holidays. We don't work on like 4th of July, Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff, Thanksgiving. And so on top of that, we're offering PTO. Nothing new. I mean, this is just something that I'm just talking about, and how we're kind of structuring the business a little bit better. And our employee handbook is pretty thick. I don't know exactly how many pages it is, but we're still working on it, and it's kind of a ever-changing document, right? I'm sure as things progress, the business scales, we'll go in there and make some changes and stuff. But I'm kind of proud to be able to offer, at least I'm happy to be able to offer our employees like a little bit of benefits. We don't really have health benefits yet. So I have my own health benefits now for the first time ever in my entire life at 44 years old. I got health benefits at the beginning of this year. But I'd like to offer to my employees, but we don't have very many employees yet. So still working on that. That's kind of to be down the road, 401k, all that stuff. So trying to take care of your employees, right? At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to take care of your employees. And if it's even if it's not on paper though, they know that you're there for them. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So I say all that because, again, the whole transition from owner operator to employer is pretty scary, but just know that you don't have to do everything all at once. Like it's a slow progressing, thing. So it's you don't have to have all your policies in place. You don't have to have everything set in stone. You don't have to have your employee handbook. At the end of the day, if you just have like some sort of little hire letter that just kind of states what you're hiring them for, so that and they know, and there's no questions asked, something simple at minimum, and then you just go from there. Anyways, what's up, Kingdom Living Roll-Off? Finally made the decision to get me a backup truck since still working with a trailer, but if my 2012 Cummins lets me down, the new muscle will keep cans moving. That's one of those things, again, like nobody, unless you got money, right? Unless you got plenty of money, nobody can afford 2 trucks at once or 2 trailers at once, right? I mean, you just you have to work your network. You have to work with people that make friends, get to know people in your area. Have local network meetings if you can. Set it up yourself if you don't have it. But find a way to, if your truck does go down, where at least you can have somebody hopefully to cover your area, cover your cans, do the bare minimum just to keep you going. Because it's not about if it's going to happen. It's about when it happens, right? When our truck breaks down. So I went for quite a while without having a backup truck. I just did. And then I still do. I mean, for the most part, I don't technically have a backup truck for the Mac anymore. I bought the trailer to back up my Mac, but most cans can be hauled by the International, if not the Kenworth. But there are some that I'm really not supposed to technically. So it is what it is. What's up, Pedro? Appreciate you being here, man. I'm sure we can find some trouble in Vegas. I'm sure you can find some trouble in Vegas. I go to bed at 9 o'clock, and in Vegas time, what time is that? Is that going to be like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock? Bedtime's early for me, man. I don't play with that, and I like to get up early, and I'll probably be at the show. I don't go to Vegas to party, but I mean, you do you, man. You do you. You have all the fun. I'm not there to party. Rain on. Poop on it. How do you say? I'm not there to poop on anyone's party. Goodness gracious, I can't talk tonight. Liberty Bins got our Google business page back up. We were back in business. Crazy how much we relied on Google. The need to diversify has been realized. It's really hard, bro, to diversify from Google because at the end of the day, Google is going to be your number one revenue source, your number one lead source, traffic source, all that stuff. This is still the type of industry where you can get a ton of business with boots on the ground, old school marketing. But you've also got really old school guys that have been doing that for decades now, and they don't even have websites. They don't even have online booking or any kind of booking, if that, like software. And they're killing it doing 30s and 40s and on the other sizes, right? With contractors that have been using them for, also decades. So this industry is still, you're able to kind of get away with possibly not being on Google, but for the most part, like for newer businesses, it's really hard to crack that bubble and kind of break into that when you've got guys that have been doing it for decades, man. So I literally heard about a guy who bought out another company here locally, and that company didn't even have a website, and he still doesn't have a website, and he's running he's running a good amount of cans. So it's hard to diversify out of, with Google. I mean, you can do it. It's just going to be difficult. You got to make sure that your website and your Google profiles are definitely on point. And if you can't do it yourself, you gotta probably have to hire somebody to do it, man, because it's difficult. I know I would be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle if our Google profile or visibility went down for sure. The Lab QC, I'm gonna be there. If we connect, I'll invite you to a couple events. Absolutely, man. Hey, if it's business related, awesome. If it's like some crazy events in Vegas, I'm probably not for that. But absolutely, yeah. I would love to meet as many people as possible, shake as many hands, network as much as possible at this show. So definitely get at me. Reach out to me if you want to reach out to me on Facebook Messenger. I'm on there. Just I'll get back to you, and we can just, like I said, if we all just meet up for dinner, I'd like that. I'd like that. What's up, Todd, man? Appreciate you being here, brother. It's another Wednesday. Definitely good to small guys. You have to network into events. And again, last year was my first year, so that was my impression. My impression was it was more for the big guys, right? That was my impression, again, from the outside looking in, but also my first year at the event. So maybe I didn't have people to kind of introduce me into the other little small guy or medium guy circles. But hey, I'm giving it another shot. I want to go out there. I want to meet hands, kiss babies, and just network as much as I can. So if you know of any groups or events, please share them my way. Oh, hopefully that was before. Radiator went out on my truck yesterday morning. Had a new one here by 2:00 and had it up and running. Yeah, and we got to do what we got to do sometimes to really bust ass and get things to work, man. I hate to hear that. Man, I think my last truck, I actually took my radiator to get repaired. Actually, it was a limo bus. The radiator got repaired. There was a guy here locally that actually repairs the radiators, and for a fraction of the cost, and actually was pretty cheap. How y'all doing? I'm going to be new in the industry. Jose with Barbaric Rummage Removal. What's up, man? Can't wait to meet you in person one day, bro. Absolutely, brother. Same here. Love the hustle. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the group. If you can make it to the Dumpster Expo, November 7th and 8th, that's one place where you'll meet me. Otherwise, it will be at Waste Expo in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, I am right here in Waxahachie, Texas. If you ever find yourself in the southern part of DFW, if you're in the area, I don't mind people stopping by for the most part, as long as I'm here. But most of the time, I'm not here, so I would reach out ahead of time. Howdy, Dan. What's up, brother? Awesome. You guys are here. You guys are here for the long haul. Appreciate you. Ryan just had another beer while I was gone. or a couple. That was 2 years ago, and now she thinks she's. Oh, that was 2 years ago. Holy moly! I thought you were just learning. I was just teaching her how to drive. How much do you project the tickets to cost? Are you talking about for the Dumpster Expo? I believe you're probably talking about Dumpster Expo right now. So it's going to be a early bird special. I think we did three, good, better, best type of deals. And this year, because we had such a good turnout at the pre-event mixer or the pre-event get together, that's going to be the largest ticket sale. Is going to include a ticket to the pre-event, because we're going to be paying for appetizers, and it probably have a sponsor to do that the night before, which is actually going to be the 6th. And where is going to be determined as well. We've got a couple options, but it really ultimately depends on where we have the event at. So the 6th, the day before the event started last year, if you guys were there, you guys remember we had a get-together, pre-event get-together. It was a blast. I had a great time, met a lot of good people, and so unfortunately, space is limited, so we've got to kind of include that in the ticket sale. So I believe that one's going to be $199, and then that's the early bird special when the tickets go on sale, and then it's going to be like, I believe, $99 and then $49, the 2 different tickets or 3 different ticket packages, something like that. But the guys are working on that as far as all the pricing and stuff. Couldn't agree more. And then there's going to be some freebie giveaways. I'll be giving away probably some on the channel and different videos, giving some tickets away here on the live streams. Some of the vendors will have a limited amount of tickets to give away. But again, it's going to be Friday and Saturday. It's going to be a hell of a time. And that way, if you come into town on a weekend, you can enjoy Sunday, go to the Fort Worth Stockyards or whatever, and kind of enjoy your weekend here and make a weekend little mini vacation out of it or something. I couldn't agree more on the scary part. I just had to get to the point that I needed to not babysit him. Give him a list of dumpsters and let him get them done. He's been real good so far. Yeah, man, sometimes we got to cut that umbilical cord. I know exactly how you feel. And I think I told Dylan this, not that he was at all, but I just, one of our conversations was like, man, at some point, like I learn my best by actually doing. Like if someone's just going to talk my ear off and talk to me, that's really hard for me to learn. But if I'm doing, that's when I learn. And sometimes you just have to do it to learn. You can't predict everything that's going to happen. You can't predict every situation that your driver's going to get into. You can try. You can talk them through everything that's happened to you for the most part. But at the end of the day, like they've got to have their own common sense, their own kind of working brain of like, hey, if this happens, I've got to do this or that, whatever. So no better time than, you do your best to train, kind of like your kids. You do your best to teach your kids everything. And when it's time to let them go, you hope that what you taught them is enough to get them by. You hope that what you taught them and plus their common sense and plus, everything else that is enough for them to succeed. And you're always just a phone call away. If you need to back them up, you back them up. But for the most part, you just gotta let go. Again, it's really hard for a lot of guys, especially when our trucks are worth so much. Our equipment, we spend. That's our livelihood, right? At the end of the day, an employee can always, for the most part, go get another job somewhere else. But as a business owner, that's our entire savings or our entire life. So I completely get it, man. Completely get it. Scary part is crazy. Every time he calls, I think, oh shit, what happened? So that's one of the main reasons too why I left the limousine industry, is because the entire success of the business was circled around having 20, at the time of the sale, I believe it was 24 limos and buses and 30 plus 40 part-time, mind you, limo drivers. Not everybody was. I had one guy who was like, or one or two guys that were their entire source of revenue or income was the limo company. So we always threw them, most of the jobs first. But when you have that many vehicles, one driver can only drive one vehicle at one time, right? So you have to have a lot of part-timers. It's a part-time business, nights and weekends, right? All these drivers on the road, all these different cars, 24 different sets of tires on the road, 24 different air compressors, condensers, alternators, batteries, you name it. And it was just every time my phone rang, um, like I knew my night was going to be ruined. Like I felt like, okay, here's a call where I got to go fix a flat tire at 2 o'clock in the morning. Here's a call where a customer is going to be complaining that the AC is not cold enough because it's 100 freaking 10 degrees outside. They leave the doors open for 30 minutes loading in the car, and then as soon as they get in, they say that their makeup is literally melting off their face because it's so hot. Well, it's hot as hell outside, and these cars weren't meant to be stretched. Anyways, that's a whole nother thing, but that fear, that was ultimately why I said, you know what, I've had enough. Like, even if I had an operations manager, even if I had a driver supervisor, at the end of the day, the shit rolls uphill. And I always ended up getting the phone calls. And I got the worst phone calls towards the end too, right? Not even the good calls. Big car was in an accident, or something. So it was a constant state of, I never enjoyed my weekends. I never enjoyed my holidays. We would have family get-togethers. You can't enjoy New Year's Eve. That's one of the worst days ever. So you can't have a drink because you never know when you got to hop in the car and go. So it was a nightmare. So this business, I feel you, Dylan, but for the most part, like, we can shut off at the end of the day. Our driver's gone home. I can go home. I can have a drink. I can relax, and really not have to worry about cars being on the road all night long. So, to me, it's a much more of a relief than it was back then, especially having a full timer, a person who actually cares about your business, a person who cares about your equipment, and a person who takes care of your equipment. So it's really important to just hire the right person, hire a good fit for your company and for you, because again, they're your full timer, right? They're there all the time. They should know. They should be like us. Like, I can hear my truck, and I've said it on the channel before. The sound of your truck tells a story, right? And at the end of the day, you can hear when something sounds funky. You should have a driver who's like, knows what your truck sounds like, knows what to check, knows what the little quirky things about that truck are, and make sure they're babying it, make sure they're taking care of it. Yeah, but anyways, I get that feeling though. That was a terrible feeling. Sooner or later, eventually, right now you can just chill. He's at home, you're good, you're relaxing, you're in the hot tub, you're at the gym, you're wherever you are, and you can chill until tomorrow. And then tomorrow you'll have to worry again, unfortunately. What's up, Antrell, man? Appreciate you being here, brother. Got a new driver a few weeks ago, and he is damn good. Second one starts in May. That's a good feeling, bro. That really is, man. That's a really good feeling. Evans, there's a guy in my area that runs 30s or 35 cans, and I've never seen a drop of advertisements for him. He doesn't even have a smartphone. Bro, and he's probably been doing it for like a long time. Could you imagine, though, if he decided to get in and spend some money and actually start advertising? Like, he's getting the best of both worlds, and he'll be able to get the old school OG customers who don't need to go to a website, don't need a customer portal, don't need online booking, don't need a text message when a driver's on the way or any of that shit. And then you've got the good over here, or the Google over here, the internet, those type of customers. And then you get 2-for-1 kind of deal. But it happens. It is what it is. That means there's money to be made regardless. So there's really no excuse at the end of the day, right? Like, I don't know. People's mindset's shifting a little bit, right? Towards more convenience, more Uber-ish type of business. They want, fast deliveries. They want to be able to see like the Domino's pizza where you know exactly where at any given point where your order is at, right? That kind of tracking. Some people want to see that. And that's up to us new guys, right? To hopefully give them that kind of stuff. Oh, Dylan's already talking about hiring a second driver. This guy, he's crazy. I hope so. But you got to think big, though. There's nothing crazy about it. I said that, but there's nothing crazy about it. You definitely got to think big because you never know. Especially as, if you're not scaling, if you're not growing your business, you're sliding backwards and you're letting somebody else scale theirs, which would be me. So Dylan, you can go ahead and slide back, and I'll scale mine or whatever. We can both scale together, bro. There's plenty of room for both of us, I should say. What up, our dumpsters, man? Yo. Appreciate you being here, bro. Floor flats in 2 weeks. I'm staying with recap. I have yet to run a recap tire, man. Not gonna lie, things the international keeps. Um, sorry about that. The international keeps what you call it keeps getting lows. But the Kenworth has some really good tires. Knock on wood, it's been really good. So I have yet to have had any issues with the tires other than just filling up here and there a little bit of air. So I gotta check what tires that has on it, but it's got some really good tires. Or I've just had a tremendous amount of luck. But it's seen the landfill plenty of times, and I'm surprised so far. So impressed in those tires. I'll probably find out by next week and let you guys know. But I've yet to run recaps, bro. So interesting. Yo, Eco Waste is in the house straight out of California. Man, I'm sorry for you. I feel bad for you out of California. Hopefully you can get out of there very soon, bro. I'm just messing with you. Ready for Waste Expo. Man, there's a lot of people in this chat that's going to Waste Expo. Y'all, we definitely have to do so we're going to have a Wednesday night live stream probably while we're there. So I don't know if Daniel is down and Dylan is down. We might, and Alexis probably, and I don't know, maybe even if Dylan's wife wants to join in, we can have a live stream from Vegas. So that'll be kind of fun. It probably won't last long. But if we have plenty of guys that want to join us, maybe we'll do a live stream from wherever we're at. Maybe we'll do dinner and do a live stream from that night. I don't know. I don't know how fun or exciting that sounds. But how's your new 15-yard concrete cans? How do they load up on the truck being that long? So they're not that long for the truck because the truck is 22 feet. I mean, sorry, the can is 22 foot long, same length as my 30s and 40s. So it's nothing different. It just looks super long because it's so low. But the cans are badass. I mean, they're built right. Zero complaints there. I've done several concrete loads now, and only on one. Literally, the other one's still sitting at Keystone. I still gotta go get. And then Keystone also fixed that damaged 15-yard for me that my stellar hook damaged. I won't even blame myself. I blame the stellar hook that damaged that dumpster. But concrete's a beast of a dumpster. I've offered it on a couple shingle jobs. I haven't gotten a shingle job with it yet. But yeah, it's a badass dumpster. I'm coming from equipment mechanic at a large rental company. I totally get the fear of breakdowns, etc. Do you notice the feeling is gone since renting dumpsters? Yeah, on my end, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot lower. It's also a lot less stressful when you know that, again, it's two different types of businesses. Although my limo company was mainly like a logistics company, same thing as this is, but I couldn't, for the most part, substitute very much. Okay, let me explain a little bit. If my international goes down, which it did, right? I was able to get back on the horse and get back into business, and I was able to go buy a trailer that I was able to run 30s and 40s with, not very easily. And then I was able to buy another truck, and now I have a truck backup for that international, right? And so at the end of the day, I have a backup for a backup, or I have a backup for the truck. And so I can deliver dumpsters with the backup truck. If my pink Escalade stretch limousine broke down, there's no way in hell a quinceañera or a bachelorette party is going to want to take a Chrysler 300 or a Challenger or a Sprinter limo in exchange for something like that, right? So if one type of vehicle broke down in that industry or in that business, it was like, I'm ruining somebody's wedding. I'm ruining something. I mean, I've heard it a bunch of times. Like, you're ruining our wedding, from some Godzilla bridesmaid. I don't know if they're called Bridezilla, not Godzilla, because you just can't, and so it's different types of stress. It's different. It's definitely less in this industry. Renting dumpsters is like, if my AC breaks down, if my AC stops working in the international or in the Mack truck, guess what? we can suck it up. As a driver, we'll have to suck it up, roll the windows down, and take it. If the AC breaks down in the limousine, that's 100% different, and people will be pissed. If there's no AC and if there's no radio, they can't Bluetooth their radio. Those are the two major complaints. I can still deliver a dumpster with an AC broke down in the truck or not working in the truck. So, absolutely, the feeling I won't say is 100% gone. I always fear accidents, of course. I always fear, our trucks are on the road a lot. There's a ton of traffic in DFW. Every day we're getting cut off. I'm sure you guys are as well. We're getting cut off. We're getting, trucks or cars slamming on their brakes in front of us. We're getting idiot drivers doing stupid shit, literally, with a wall on one side and a freaking G-Wagon on the other, right? Like every day we're faced with like all these like potential major catastrophes that could cost us a lot of money and or insurance or whatever, a long nightmare battle with insurance. And so it's not gone, but it's a hell of a lot less stressful for me, at least with my history. So hopefully that answered your question. How do you feel about advertising on Google if it brings in X amount with ad spending? If I double it, would you expect a lot more business? I know you used to go heavy on it. I still do. I still go really heavy on AdWords. For me, I mean, it's all relative, right? Some companies spend a hell of a lot more than I do. Other companies spend a hell of a lot less. I still think advertising on Google is a good way to gain customers immediately while your SEO and while your website is ticking upwards. So while your organic traffic starts to kick in or is being worked on, you should definitely, in my opinion, I definitely use Google Ads to supplement that traffic that comes into to my website. I just got my report from my AdWords guy this past the 15th, which was yesterday, and my average cost per conversion is the lowest it's ever been because we finally got it tweaked correctly with the new website, the checkout page, all this other stuff. My average cost per conversion is $31. And I'm impressed. So I still think Google AdWords is the way to go for now. Hopefully I wasn't being really loud on the mic drinking the water. Sorry. What about the auto tire fill that hooks it up to the tire, which guarantees no flats? I don't have that, man. I've seen those. I don't know about guarantees no flats, but that is a pretty. I've seen those. I do run the. Oh my gosh, what's it called? Oh, the liquid. It's like run flats, but they're not run flats. It's like they're at the show. They were one of the vendors for the show last year, and I can't remember now. Guys, in the comments, if you know who I'm talking about, let me know. But you pump this liquid into your tires, and when you do get a nail in a tire or something like that, it's fluid. It's like the green stuff that you get, but it's a lot better. It's DOT rated for heavy trucks, all this other stuff. And so that has helped me out. As a matter of fact, there was a flat in the International the other day, and I filled it up. I moved it to the back. I filled it up because Daniel wasn't driving it that day. He was going to drive it the next day, and I didn't want it to pop off the bead. So I filled it up. I didn't have time to take it to the tire shop. And then I parked it back. So I put it at 110 or I believe 115 or something like that. And I parked it back. And the next day he took it to the tire shop and that stuff had actually filled it in already. So it was still sitting at the 115. So for some reason it didn't fill it up the first time. And then I didn't add any more goop to it. But maybe with the rotating the tire, it actually filled it up. And they took it out. They tested it. There was no air leaks. And it's still been sitting there on that same without any extra air. And it's been over a week or two now and haven't had to fill it up again. So it sealed it up. And I haven't added it any since probably, oh shit. I added it when Kevin was still here. So probably last November, October. And it's still working. So I don't know about this though. I'm really interested in what you're talking about, Wally Gone. Tire fill that hooks up to the tire. I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen those. Most of the people that don't advertise have outside or inside sales reps. I have 2 commission salespeople now. Diversify and see what works. We're on a mission. I'm also interested in that, man. I have been, for what I'm spending with Google Ads, I could definitely hire an inside salesperson, but it needs to be somebody who can get me business right away, to really justify not running ads, and leaning on that revenue coming in. So if I could poach somebody from some company, some big company, um, you know, uh, I'm all for it, as long as you know, not trying to be slick about it, or be whatever, but the guys that there are guys that have a ton of experience. And Trell, I'm interested to know too, like, where did you hire them from? Did they have experience in the industry? How did you find them? Stuff like that. A lot of times it's just word of mouth, putting it out there that you're looking for somebody, and actually just kind of knowing the right circles and being in the right circles. But the real good ones, they don't come cheap, because they know what they're worth. They know what they can bring into your company. You can have one good sales guy literally double your sales. I mean, depending on how big you are, but bring you in a good amount of revenue. So super interested in that. Daniel's always down to clown, man. Living his best life right now, man. Love you, bro. Group live. Absolutely. Let's do it. Man, I was hoping your concrete cans were 62-inch. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. 54-inch. I mean, my hook is rated at 52,000 pounds. Obviously, I would imagine that 52,000 pounds is at the 62-inch hook height. I think I lose I don't think I even lose 10%, because of 54-inch. Not even 10%, I would say. So I'm still thinking at 48,000 pounds. I don't need any more than that. My concrete cans is a 15-yard. I decided not to go 20-yard. I decided to go with 15-yard concretes, and I can haul that all day, every day, no issues whatsoever. Doesn't matter anyways, because Stellar still hasn't fixed my adjustable hook that busted on the first week pulling up a can, with the front rollers of the dumpster, and because of the poor placement that Stellar places their hydraulic box that lifts up the hook. So the Stellar that I have, if you don't know, has an adjustable, automatic hydraulic adjustable hook height lever. Same lever that you use to slide your hooks back and forth and to operate your arm. I've got a third lever that raises the hook height from 54 inches to 62 inches from inside the cab. No need to take out any pins. No need to do anything, other than just to, pull that lever. And the hydraulic box that has all the wires was engineered in a poor position that was literally busted the first week I had the truck here. And so it's been capped. We've eliminated it. It's not working. So I couldn't even adjust the hook height to 62 inches if I wanted to. So hopefully Stellar comes out with a solution real soon. Yeah, Daniel, is Tuesday and you're Wednesday, so we have 2 lives. Oh, heck yeah, man. 2 lives. That'll be fun. I'll be there, guy in the neon in the corner. Heck yeah, man. Let's do it. Holding the Modelo beer bottle. I'm going to order a few more concrete cans for a few projects coming up. I mean, I don't mind going on a road trip, Mo, if you need my help. Dylan needs a rhino horn. Oh, that would be pretty cool. On the front of his trucks. Thought about that, but it would look like a unicorn. I'm down for a live in Vegas. Dude, that would be so cool. David says a setup looks fire. Yes, it does. I've got a fly flying around me. It does look fire, man. Thank you again, David, for the setup. I mean, the way you did it. And this is all David's little setup. Super badass. And thank you for the 911 emergency phone call when my mic wasn't working earlier today. Multi-seal, that's what it is. There we go. Thank you, Ray. Great conversion rate. I think it is. It's taken a while. It was at 80, believe me, 80, 85. dollars per conversion. I think even at one point, I don't know if it hit 90. I know Dylan and I were talking one time, and I think it was either in the mid to high 80s or even 90s, low 90s, but down to $31. So it's got to get tweaked, and you got to constantly be on top of it, which is why I just don't have the time. I've got a guy that does it for me. I just don't have the time. Multi-seal is what it was. Thank you. And tire sealant. Yes, sir. Finally got him a company phone so that I can satellite and keep track of him. Nice tire seal. I was watching Heritage. Heritage has a dumpster channel, a YouTube video. Heritage Dumpsters. They've got a YouTube channel, and I was just watching one of his videos that he posted the other day, and they actually got those rapid radios. I'm sure you guys see it on your face. I see them all over my Facebook. I'm kind of curious to hear what he says about those rapid radios, if they work for him. He got like 9 of them and some accessories. Paid like, I think he said $1,700 for 9 radios. So I'm actually pretty interested in those. It would be kind of cool to have those radios on hand, just in case. But anyways, guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump out. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for putting up with my audio issues and my connection issue. But we got past that, and yeah, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. We might have a guest next Wednesday, so stay tuned. But excited for that. We'll see you guys next Wednesday, and then I believe the Wednesday after that will be, I'm not sure. Is it Wednesday after that Vegas? Let's look at the calendar. No, 2 Wednesdays after that. So we still have 2 more Wednesdays to go, and then we'll be in Vegas. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, smash the notification bell, and we'll see you guys on the next one.